Cult Epics continues their long-running relationship with iconoclastic, infamous, legendary Italian erotic filmmaker Tinto Brass with a new 4K and Blu-ray release of All Ladies Do It from 1992. This is the uncut, uncensored director's cut. This stars Claudia Cole with music by Pino Donaggio and directed, as I said, by Tinto Brass. So if you've never seen a Tinto Brass movie, think about if you watched HBO, if you watched Cinemax After Dark in the 90s, and you saw those European soft focus movies where women went out to explore their lives and the Emmanuel kind of stuff. Well, the Tinto Brass movies are kind of like that, but better than about 90% of those films. Tinto Brass was this guy who really enjoyed, well, if you take his last name, take the BR off Brass, that's what the man was all about. So if you think about Russ Meyer and how he was focused on the upper frontals, Tinto Brass moved around the back for his obsession, and he photographs that area and women in immaculately. And Claudia Cole is amazing in this. She's amazing to look at and runs the gamut of emotions. The story here basically is a little something like this. Claudia Cole is this woman who's happily married. They're a young couple. They're very happily married, but she wants to experience other things. She loves her husband, but she wants to experience other men and have other adventures, all while staying happily married, and therein lies the trouble. The husband is not, he loves to hear her fantasize about what she's doing with other men, but if he finds out she's actually doing it, he becomes just enraged with jealousy. So the story here is this lead female going off and having adventures while the husband is trying to figure out if she's doing this stuff or not. She's trying to keep it from the husband. And it's all little vignettes and little oddball dalliances here and there, all shot really amazingly. And Brass has this way of shooting his interiors. Most of this takes place in studio sets. Some of it takes place in Venice and is filmed in Venice. Some of it is a few outdoor locations around Rome and Italy, but most of it is interiors. And he has a way of crafting sets and lighting them and designing his shots. They just look otherworldly. They look like they're fantasy, they're sexual fantasy films, obviously, but they have such an odd storybook. I'm having a hard time putting my finger on it, but the looks are amazing. Some of the sets, like this Art Deco looking sets and Art Deco looking interiors for various locations, and how he shoots the sex scenes, and they're not explicit. This isn't hardcore pornography. This is what you would call softcore, where some simulated stuff, you see some body parts, but you don't see every little detail. Let's put it that way. And just very classy smut, I guess you would say, for Tinto Brass, and very, very funny. There's a lot of amusing stuff in it, crude humor in this, a lot of just memorable sights, shall we say. And this thing looks phenomenal in 4K. It's a new transfer, so it's a 4K, as I always say, it's a 4K HDR UHD disc, but it also comes with a Blu-ray disc. So if you don't have 4K, you can still get this set, and you've got the 4K for later if you ever get the 4K. And if you do have a 4K, well, you got a spare Blu-ray you can, give to a friend or use on a Blu-ray player or TV that doesn't support 4K. So the film is 96 minutes long. It's, as I said, the uncut director's version. It is presented in English mono, English stereo, Italian mono, Italian stereo. It was not shot with sync sound, so no matter which way you watch it, you're listening to a dubbed version of it. It's just that the lips are a little bit more inclined to match in the Italian version, and a lot of times I know myself and other people feel like English dubs can feel kind of cheesy sometimes. So that kind of works for these sorts of movies sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. It also does have English subtitles for the Italian version. Let's see, what are the extras? Bonus features. On the 4K disc, the bonus features include a commentary by Eugenio Ercolani and Troy Howarth talking all about this film and about Tinto Brass's work. You get Tinto Brass trailers for All Ladies Do It, which is actually kind of hosted by Brass and Cole, which is kind of cool. That's English dubbed. You get a Frivolous Lola trailer that is 2 minutes. That's also available on 4K, review coming soon from Cult Epics. The on-screen title for that is Manila. The Blu-ray has the same commentary. It's got an interview with Tinto Brass from 2001 that's 15 minutes long and really interestingly done. It's got 10 minutes of outtakes from All Ladies Do It. That, interestingly, features on-set audio. So you watch the movie and it's dubbed, and you figure, oh well, they must have just shot an MOS, like they were still doing it in a lot of the world at that point. But maybe they shot it as a guide track, or I'm not sure what. But if you ever want to hear what the actual actors and what the on-set audio sounded like, the outtakes are really interesting. It does come up with a little thing at the beginning that says some of these outtakes were bits that were taken out of the rated version or the theatrical release version, but are included in the 4K of the director's cut. So some of the stuff in the outtakes is stuff that you've seen in the body of the film, but you didn't see it with the original audio. It's a 25 image still gallery and Tinto Brass trailers for, again, All Ladies Do It, Frivolous Lola Paprika, P.O. Box, Tinto Brass, and is Tinto Brass, which looks a documentary about Tinto Brass, which looks fascinating. I really like to see. So I'm going to show you, I guess, what I can of the packaging, because this is a little revealing. So we have the slipcase there with Claudia Cole on the cover, who apparently has since become very religious and sworn off this kind of stuff that she did once before. You get the back, which is maybe appropriately out of focus. You get, yeah, I can show you that. You get the interior photo there. It crops off just before the magic zone. Cannot show you the multitude of lobby cards that come with that. Cannot show you the cover of the booklet that comes with that. Can show you the discs that come with that. The booklet is a rather thick booklet. I guess I can kind of show you that, but no dirty pictures in there. And you get From Demon to Saint, The Career of Claudia Cole by Eugenio Ercolani and Domenico Monetti. And you get, I guess that's what it is. That's the whole thing. So that's really interesting. It's the history of the star who went from being in all these saucy films to being very religious and speaking out against this sort of thing. Excellent release, a really fun movie. Your mileage may vary depending on how much you get into this sort of softcore European erotic cinema, but I found it very entertaining, gorgeous to look at, and just a fun, saucy romp, shall we say. Available on 4K and Blu-ray from 88 Films is Tinto Brass's 1992 All Ladies Do It. I think it's also called Così fan tutti on screen. So All Ladies Do It.